What if the king of hip-hop lost everything in one night? Sean Diddy Combs, once untouchable, now stands on the edge of losing his empire. Sex arrests, prostitution convictions, major brands dropping him, public outrage. And now, he's sitting in a cell. Stick with me, and I'll show you the moment his world started to collapse, and what it spells for the man who once ruled music and business. How did the mogul who gave us Bad Boy Records go from billionaire to broken empire? I'm talking about the rise and shocking fall of one of the biggest names in entertainment. Diddy was more than a rapper. He was a brand. Music mogul, fashion icon, media owner. But in 2025, his world came crashing down. He got convicted on federal charges, and not just any charges. He was found guilty under the Mann Act, stripped of deals, labeled a criminal by institutions. Today, we unpack how a once untouchable star ended up with a crumbling empire, and why it still feels so impossible to believe. Which part of the empire fell first? Was it music, fashion, or something darker? Here's what we need to understand. Diddy's empire was built on one thing, his personal brand. Music, fashion, TV, liquor, everything tied back to him. When that personal brand turned toxic, everything crashed. We're talking $600 million evaporated. Revolt TV shut down. Sean John fashion disappeared from shelves. Ciroc partnerships dropped. He was convicted of transporting people for prostitution. That's more than bad press. It's a criminal conviction. And just like that, the empire he built over decades started to crumble in real time. What moment blew it all open? Was it the trial, a video, or the conviction itself? Part 1. The brand built on his back. Diddy wasn't just an artist, he was a brand. Bad Boy Records launched legends like Notorious B.I.G. and Mary J. Blige. His fashion label, Sean John, was everywhere. Macy's, red carpets, music videos. He founded Revolt TV to bring hip-hop culture to mainstream media. He was even the face of Ciroc vodka, making millions. His personal name meant millions. But that brand meant everything. When it started to crack, the whole house fell. So when did things start to crack? What was the first domino to fall? Part 2. First cracks, allegations, and departures. In 2023, everything changed. His former girlfriend Cassie sued him, accusing him of rape, sex trafficking, physical abuse. She settled quickly for $20 million. Around the same time, surveillance footage of him assaulting Cassie surfaced. Instantly, Howard University pulled his honorary degree. New York City revoked his ceremonial key. His music was pulled from radio. Revolt TV? He stepped down. Sean John. Macy's axed it. Projects collapsed. The cracks were everywhere. Diddy wasn't facing court yet, but the world started turning on him. So if media and brands receded first, what happened next in the court system? Part 3. The trial that shook everything. Fast forward to May 2025, the trial began in Manhattan. He faced charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation for prostitution under the Mann Act. Over 7 weeks, the courtroom became a media circus. 34 witnesses testified. Cassie told her story. Another ex, known as Jane, detailed abuse, coercion, and drug-fueled sex parties. Prosecutors said he ran a criminal enterprise. His lawyers said it was consensual, and the jury didn't hear every detail. Still, his reputation was now tied to that courtroom drama. How did the jury rule on such heavy allegations? Part 4. The verdict, full empire collapse. On July 2nd, the verdict came in. Not guilty on the big counts, sex trafficking and racketeering, but convicted on 2 counts of transporting people for prostitution under the Mann Act. He avoided life behind bars, but faces up to 10 years per count. The judge denied bail. He stays in jail. His empire is crumbling. Revolt TV is gone. Sean John is stripped. Ciroc is lost. Major deals are gone. Lawsuits keep piling up. His net worth dropped from $700 million to maybe $400 million, and now it could disappear completely. So what risks and fights are coming next for Diddy? Part 5. What's next? Can the empire rise again? So here's where things stand. Diddy's legal team is appealing the prostitution verdict, arguing the definition of prostitution used is wrong given the law is over 100 years old. He's asking for a new trial or a pardon. But meanwhile, he's sitting in jail with sentencing coming soon, maybe in October. Civil lawsuits, 50 and counting, maybe more. Diageo that made him rich is long gone. Schools, brands, media cut ties. His music catalog? Still streaming, but that's the only thing left. Is there a way back for him? Or is this the end of Diddy's empire for good? Here's the tipping point. The empire fell not because of one scandal, but because his personal brand collapsed in court, in public, and in business simultaneously. Music mogul became criminal defendant. Partner became backer turned dissenter. The man who owned power lost control. His world crumbled not over months, but over a few wild weeks. Think about that. One courtroom verdict turned a billionaire into an inmate, partnerships into liabilities, and legacy into a question mark. That's more than a fall from grace. It's a vanishing. So what's the final picture? Diddy's empire crushed under the weight of criminal conviction, brand withdrawals, public shame, and legal battles. His music plays on, but everything that lifted him, fashion, media, liquor, is gone. The man who stood atop hip-hop is left facing a future that could include prison and bankruptcy.